Shalom, family, and thank you so much for tuning in to this 36th episode of Soul Food entitled The Secret Place. I'm going to begin reading out of 2nd Enoch, or the book of the secrets of Enoch and the pseudepigrapha. 2nd Enoch, chapter 1. There was a wise man, a great artificer, and the master conceived love for him and received him, that he should behold the uppermost dwellings and be an eyewitness of the wise and great and inconceivable and immutable realm of the El Almighty, of the very wonderful and glorious and bright and many-eyed station of Yah's servants, and of the inaccessible throne of Yah, and of the degrees and manifestations of the incorporeal host, and of the ineffable ministration of the multitude of the elements, and of the various apparition and inexpressible singing of the host of cherubim, and of the boundless light. At that time, he said, when my 165th year was completed, I begat my son Methuselah. After this, too, I lived 200 years and completed all of the years of my life, 365 years. On the first day of the month, I was in my house alone and was resting on my bed and slept. And when I was asleep, great distress came up into my heart, and I was weeping with my eyes in sleep, and I could not understand what distress was or what would happen to me. And there appeared to me 2 men exceeding big, so that I never saw such on earth. Their faces were shining like the sun, and their eyes too were like a burning light, and from their lips was fire coming forth, with clothing and singing of various kinds, and appearance purple, and their wings were brighter than gold, and their hands whiter than snow. They were standing at the head of my bed and began to call me by my name. And I arose from my sleep and saw clearly those 2 men standing in front of me. And I saluted them and was seized with fear, and the appearance of my face was changed from terror. And those men said to me, have courage, Enoch, and do not fear. The eternal Yah sent us to you, and lo, you shall today ascend with us into heaven. And you shall tell your sons and all your household all that they shall do without you on earth in your house, and let no one seek you till the master return you to them. Verse 11, and I made haste to obey them, and went out from my house and made to the doors, as it was ordered me, and summoned my sons Methuselah, Rajam, and Gadad, and made known to them all the marvels those men had told me. Chapter 2. Listen to me, my children. I know not whither I go, or what will befall me. Now, therefore, my children, I tell you, turn not from Yah before the face of the vain, who made not heaven and earth, for these shall perish, and those who worship them. And may Yah make confident your hearts in the fear of him. And now, my children, let no one think to seek me until the master return me to you. Chapter 3. And it came to pass, when Enoch had told his sons, that the angels took him onto their wings and bore him up onto the first heaven, and placed him on the clouds. And there I looked, and again I looked higher, and saw the ether, and they placed me on the first heaven, and showed me a very great sea, greater than the earthly sea. Chapter 4. They brought before my face the elders and rulers of the stellar orders, and showed me 200 angels who rule the stars and their services to the heavens, and fly with their wings, and come round all those who sail. Chapter 5. And here I looked down and saw the treasure houses of the snow, and the angels who keep their terrible storehouses, and the clouds whence they come out and into which they go. Chapter 6. They showed me the treasure house of the dew, like oil of the olive, and the appearance of its form as of all the flowers of the earth. Further, many angels guarding the treasure houses of these things, and how they are made to shut and open. Chapter 7. And those men took me and led me up on the second heaven, and showed me darkness greater than earthly darkness. And there I saw prisoners hanging, watched, awaiting the great and boundless judgment. And these angels or spirits were dark looking, more than earthly darkness, and incessantly weeping throughout all hours. And I said to the men who were with me, wherefore are these incessantly tortured? And they answered me, these are Yah's apostates, who obeyed not Yah's commands, but took counsel with their own will and turned away with their prince, who is fastened on the fifth heaven. And I felt great pity for them, and they saluted me and said to me, man of God, pray for us to the master. And I answered to them, who am I, a mortal man, that I should pray for the angels or spirits? Who knows whither I go, or what will befall me, or who will pray for me? And those men took me thence and led me up on to the third heaven and placed me there. And I looked downwards and saw the produce of these places, and such as had never been known for goodness. And I saw all the sweet flowering trees, and behold, their fruits, which were sweet smelling, and the foods borne by them bubbling with fragrant exhalation. And in the midst of the trees that of life, and that place whereon the master rests, when he goes up into paradise, and this tree is of ineffable goodness and fragrance, and adorned more than every existing thing. And on all sides it is in form gold looking and vermilion and fire-like, and covers all, and it has produce from all fruits. Its root is in the garden at the earth's end. And paradise is between corruptibility and incorruptibility. And two springs come out which send forth honey and milk. And their springs send forth oil and wine, and they separate into 4 parts, and go round with quiet course, and go down into the paradise of Eden, between corruptibility and incorruptibility. And thence they go forth along the earth, and have a revolution of their circle, even as other elements. And here there is no unfruitful tree, and every place is blessed. And there are 300 angels very bright, who keep the garden, and with the incessant sweet singing and never silent voices serve the master throughout all days and hours. And I said, how very sweet is this place? And those men said to me, this place, O Enoch, is prepared for the righteous, who endure all manner of offense from those that exasperate their souls, who avert their eyes from iniquity and make righteous judgment, and give bread to the hungering, and cover the naked with clothing, and raise up the falling, and help injured orphans, and who walk without fault before the face of the master, and serve him alone. And for them is prepared this place for eternal inheritance. Chapter 9, verse 1 again. This place, O Enoch, is prepared for the righteous, who endure all manner of offense from those that exasperate their souls, who avert their eyes from iniquity and make righteous judgment, and give bread to the hungering, and cover the naked with clothing, and raise up the fallen, and help injured orphans, and who walk without fault before the face of the master, and serve him alone. And for them is prepared this place for eternal inheritance. Praise Yah through Yeshua HaMashiach, the Master, the Anointed, our Prophet and King. Psalm 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yah, He is my refuge and my fortress, my El, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made Yah, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet, because he hath set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Praise Yah, praise Yah, praise Yah.